But unfortunately, the whole whole Silent Hill thing is no. And what really makes me angry is I was hoping to get PT on the Xbox One, and Silent Hills, the game that PT was created for, is reported to be 80% done, and then they threw it away.
Well, eventually, like everything else that gets incomplete and finds its way on the internet, someone will get a hold. You don't think so?
No. Konami is really just. I think Konami wiped everything.
Lame.
Because they're a bunch of dickheads.
Yeah.
I mean, look what they did with Kojima, the father of Metal Gear, and they treat him like they kicked him out and treated him like a piece of shit.
So, with that being said, so I guess the backwards compatibility was the big thing for Microsoft.
Was it? Well,
one of them.
One of the big things. Of course, the new Tomb Raider. They showed that. They gave a few more details over the new Halo, which I may not get. I may turn my back on Halo.
Well, what they did was pretty stupid.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, apparently they got rid of split screen multiplayer, even in the campaign mode, which I'm sorry, but they're basically turned it into Destiny, and that was my major complaint with Destiny.
Now, is there still split screen mode for multiplayer?
No split screen, none.
Now, what does that do to Red versus Blue? Well, does that do anything to Red versus Blue?
Well, no, because they have about 5 million Xbox Ones down there.
Oh, okay.
I mean, seriously, the Achievement Hunter office alone has 8. And there's only 6 achievement. Well, no, there's 5 Achievement Hunters now. So.
Well, it might make it a little harder to film now, maybe, probably.
No, because they were used to filming, with one person per.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe they all gathered around in a single console. That'd make it a lot funnier, in my opinion. But
yeah.
Why would you do that? Because not everyone has access to the internet.
Here's the thing. They're like, well, we want it to run at 60 frames per second. That's nice, but most people can't determine between 45 frames a second and 60 frames a second.
No.
I mean, that's like saying, oh, well, I wanted to show 5 million colors instead of 4 million colors. Your eye can't detect 4 million colors. Your eye can barely detect, what, 200,000?
Close.
I mean, this is ridiculous. 343 dropped the ball.
But I don't know if that's something that they could patch in later if they realize that. Yeah, we screwed up.
Because that's a programming thing. I mean, maybe they can patch it in, but
that's a big patch.
That's a big patch. That is. But then again, they also patched in a full game to Master Chief Collection, ODST.
That's true. But I mean, that's essentially going on a store.
That's a DLC. That's a DLC. But.
That's no different than going onto the store and downloading a game, probably.
Yeah, they need to bring more games like that.
So, they dropped the ball with Halo. But we got our backwards compatibility.
But we got Tomb Raider looks... Surprised to no one, they announced the Gears of War remakes. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, well, I know people that will enjoy that. I won't, but I know people that will. I was never a Gears of War fan. I don't know if you played any of them.
Most exposure I got to it was Mortal Kombat 9, 9, when they had it was a PS3 exclusive. Kratos was.
No, that's God of War.
What was you saying?
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Yeah.
Sorry. Caffeine's not hitting the system.
This poor boy has been up and running all day, so I've been up and running, but he's actually been working. I've been filming and
playing
streaming
games.
and
he's been having fun.
Have you played Hatful Boyfriend?
No.
That's not fun.
But I tortured yourself?
I tortured myself, and I will torture myself again because I'm like, if you get all these endings, if you get all these endings, then there's a murder mystery that takes 4 hours to complete. I've got to do it.
And this is why he has a very high gamer score, and I don't.
Well, I'm not quite where I want to be yet.
We'll get there. So, anything else from Microsoft?
Microsoft, let's see. Well, there was an announcement for because Microsoft owns Rare.
Yes.
There is a Rare pack coming out, and it's 10 of the classic Rare games on one disc.
Oh, we talking here? Because the last thing they did with Rare was Killer Instinct.
Killer Instinct, I think Killer Instinct 2 is going to be on this disc.
That'd be nice.
Banjo-Kazooie.
I love Banjo-Kazooie.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, unedited. Like the old school N64 one.
Do not play that game. Do not even look at it.
Play the game.
No, your IQ will drop.
I actually owned the game on the N64, and I've got it somewhere. Oh, yes, I do, precious. No.
Someone sat in their corner and was high on something when they made that game.
Anytime that you bounce on a plant's tits and call it a platformer, hey, that's great.
Doesn't he fight a mountain of poo?
I am the great mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. And the sad thing is, that's from the N64. That's from the Nintendo version.
If that says anything, because you know how Nintendo is about putting anything that's M-rated out there.
And
that may have pushed a high T rating.
No, it was an M rate.
Was it?
Yes, it was an M rate.
And you know how you beat the mountain of poo?
You flushed it.
You throw toilet paper at it.
Well, at the end, when you beat him, he flushes.
Does he? I never see the ending of it. I couldn't get past the boss. Okay, moving on. What else we got on this disc?
Well, a game that I really, really enjoyed, RC Pro-Am, for the original Nintendo.
And they're casting their throwback line back there, aren't they?
And then there's another one that a lot of people, GameStop used to get calls for this all the time as a joke. It's going to have Battletoads on it.
Battletoads is the shit. Sorry.
It's actually going to have all the levels, including the speeder bike.
Now,
fuck the speeder bikes.
Now I'm guessing, talking about Rare, and I'm probably stating something rhetorical. We're not going to see any Donkey Kong with this, will we?
No, because that is a character owned by Nintendo.
Even though Rare, did they produce the game?
They developed the game.
They developed the original ones,
yes.
like Donkey Kong Country and 2.
2.
We don't talk about 3 because it was stupid.
There's plenty of games like that.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you. Okay, games that were stupid. Dragon Age 2. No. I'm sorry, Charlene likes Dragon Age 2, and I'm like, no.
Aubrey likes the fighting style for it.
I was like, no.
Games that you'll hear us say that should be like banished to the darkness at the end of time.
Assassin's Creed 3.
The Zelda CDIs. But we'll talk more about those later time.
Yeah.
But
during our coverage of Dragon Age and our coverage of Zelda, which will be a later podcast.
Yes. That Rare game sounds like it's gonna be pretty good.
10,000 gamer score.
That's
1,000 per game.
Now, are these going to be original graphics, or are they all going to be updated and pretty?
Some of them look like the original graphics.
I'd kill to play Battletoads in the original NES graphics.
I think it is.
Did you ever play the Battletoads versus Double Dragon?
Yes, I did.
I thought that was
That was
best.
the shit.
Yes.
That was the shit. That was
like one of the best mashups ever. Are we getting off topic here? What else did Microsoft have?
Let me see. We're going to pull a Gus here.
Yes, and the reason we're having a hard time remembering some of this is because we had a Fallout 4 kind of overshadowed a lot of things,
especially for us.
Yes. There's also a couple other things that we're going to talk about here at the end that kind of blew stuff out of the water. But we'll get to that here in a second, unless we
will cover the Sony here in a minute.
Yeah. Now, before we get to Sony, do we know about the third installment of a game, is that going to be just for Sony, or can we go ahead and mention it?
That is not going to be just for Sony.
It is not.
They have announced that it's for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Did you see the new playable or the new trailer for it?
No.
From E3? Oh, it was so pretty. While he's looking that up, what I'm talking about is the new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. I highly recommend it. It was in English, for starters.
Oh wait, I did see it.
It was
the
like
chess board.
Yes, I think that was Xehanort and Ericus. Ericus was a character from Birth by Sleep. He's a Keyblade master, voiced by Mark Hamill of all people. He's very near and dear to my buddy here for a reason.
Oh yes, a couple reasons.
Yes. Now we must talk about real quick while we're talking about Kingdom Hearts. We lost Master Xehanort this year.
We lost Christopher Lee. Yes, we did.
No, not Christopher Lee. I don't know his actor's name, but Spock was Master Xehanort.
Oh, sorry. Leonard Nimoy.
Yes. But we did lose Diz.
We did lose.
Handsome the Wise.
Yep.
Christopher Lee.
We
lost some good people. It's a little sad.
Including the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. May he rest in peace. Hey, you laugh. I met the guy.
But the trailer looked awesome. It's a big step up from the last trailer we've seen, but it still says it's in development. But according to Jeremy here, we will see it on both PS4 and Xbox One.
Yep. I'm sorry. It wasn't 10 rare games. It's 30 rare games.
Is it still just a gamer thing of 10,000?
I think so.
That low.
August 4.
Wow. I'm trying to think of anything else that I saw. Oh, this is another cross-platform, and this is one that me and you have talked about several times. Star Wars Battlefront.
Star Wars Battlefront.
Battlefront 2 was my favorite because that was Clone War. Got to be, you got to play a member of the 501st, which is a big favorite of his. I never played the original, but was it pretty good? Did you play the original?
I played the original. The original was fun. Was fun, but it just wasn't. It wasn't 2. It was not 2. Now, okay, I just pulled up all the stuff for Microsoft, and Halo 5, Fallout 4, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2, which I'm down. I'll buy it.
Because who doesn't need more zombies?
Did you play Garden Warfare?
Nope.
Garden Warfare is a instead of you've seen Plants vs. Zombie, the tower defense. No,
yeah. This
is third person Plants vs. and you run around and shoot your enemies.
Nice.
It is fun. Dark Souls 3. I better mention it because I've got a lot of friends that love the Dark Souls series, but personally, fuck that game.
We'll get that reaction out of both of us concerning certain games.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I think I got a beta code for that on PC. Don't know yet.
No, I haven't really got into
the Rainbow
Tom
Six
Clancy games since the original Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
Which was for like the PS1 and N64 era, I think.
Oh, and not just Gears of War remake, Gears of War 4.
Ah.
And I don't know how they're going to do that, but hey, like I said, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which was, it's the remake of the original Gears of War, which comes out on the 25th. Fable Legends, which is a multiplayer, which is actually kind of like Evolve. I don't know if you looked into Evolve that much. Where it would be 4 versus 1. It's going to be 4 heroes versus one major bad guy.
Ah.
But the major bad guy can spawn minions, set up traps and stuff like that.
Very good.
Let's see.
Anything else for Microsoft that we need to mention?
Not that I'm aware of. Let's see. Smeagolf. Smeg off.
I'm trying to think of any other cross-platforms that we need to mention. Kingdom Hearts 3 and Battlefront are the two. Fallout 4 will probably be cross-platform. A lot of the stuff we talked about earlier with Bethesda will probably be cross-platform. Am I right?
Yeah, but all the Bethesda stuff is cross-platform. Why is it saying this?
Give us a minute. We're having technical difficulties. But are we ready to talk about the showstopper yet?
Final Fantasy VII is going to be a remake. And, okay, yeah, Sony announced the remake of Final Fantasy VII. And while I do like it, I do have some issues with it.
Just off the trailer, or
Just off of everything.
okay?
Okay, number one, a lot of people are going, oh, yay, look, Sony's getting Final Fantasy VII and Xbox One fans can suck it. No.
Listen to the wording of the trailer.
Listen to the wording of the trailer. Pull your head out of your asses and actually listen. It says coming first
to
PlayStation 4, which I'm cool with. Because guess what? All you PS4 fans, go ahead, buy it, great. And by the time that I get it, all the bugs will be worked out and all the graphical tweaks will be done, and yeah, it'll have fewer problems.
But
that's one, and because it's not a remaster, it's not a reskin. No, they are remaking it, which means
I hope the story is going to be the same.
Is the battle system going to be the same? Is the materia system going to be the same? Will we have to breed for the black chocobo?
Is there going to be an easier way to get Knights of the Round? No. That means you're still going to have to go chocobo racing. You're still going to have to track down the Zeo nuts, and you're still going to have to breed the hell out of some chocobos to get that gold chocobo. Or, if you're feeling lucky, you can go tangle with Ruby Weapon and try to win a gold chocobo. Have fun with that, by the way. If you choose that route.
Yeah. Hey, Ruby? Weapon? Fuck you.
But, I mean, there's no telling how to do it. As long as the story's the same, I mean, we've gone through so many different...
Eris survives in this one.
You ass. And Zach's a playable character.
Zach's a playable character, yeah.
No, because if that's the case, that means Crisis Core has no meaning whatsoever.
Oh.
But, I mean, okay, let's say it's not the original Final Fantasy. It's not ATB turn-based. We've seen a couple other battle style systems. Anyone's familiar with the 13 series? That was kind of I'm just talking about not whether they're good or bad, just a variation of the battle system. 12. I hate 12's battle system. Hate it.
12 had a decent story, but
not the battle system, though.
And to get the ultimate weapon in the game. Yeah, if you didn't know what you were doing, you had no chance. No, because there's 12 chests that you cannot open.
Something like that.
There's like 10 or 12 chests. If you open any of them, you're screwed. You don't get it.
And who knows? Maybe it would be a fighting style system similar to Kingdom Hearts, possibly. I mean, that's kind of the fighting system they had implemented for Crisis Core, but that was also just a single character you were in control of, and not a party.
Yep.
But at the same time, Kingdom Hearts, you have a party.